All right, let's get it. Let's get a few minutes to get up in here. A few minutes. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. Appreciate y'all being in the joint with me, man. Again, we're shooting today's show on the Nikon Z9 with 24 to 120 f4 lens, and we're shooting at 45 millimeters. It's our focal length. I think we're on 200 ISO, white balance, 5600 Kelvin. All of my lights are set at 5600 Kelvin. Let's get ready to do it. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. I'm a little dark, man. I could have turned up a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right. See y'all in the building, man. See y'all in the building. Salute, salute. Great show today. Great show today. See King Will, Rob Live, Do My Sonny. Also known as P. Trainer Smooth. So today I want to talk to you about something that comes from a question that I was asked just during a conversation, barbershop conversation. How do you not sacrifice your peace and purpose for the benefit of other people that you care about, especially when they're going through things? And my answer is there's too many benefits to protecting your peace and being selfish with your mission and your purpose that it doesn't matter what you think you feel about sacrificing that to help someone. It's not a benefit. That feeling is not a benefit by comparison to what you get when you focus on these things. So today we're going to discuss the spiritual benefits of being protective of your peace and selfish with your purpose. Let me change that title. And selfish with your purpose. All right. Now, when we talk about purpose, which comes first, peace or purpose? And I tell you, purpose comes first. Because you can't find peace without knowing your true purpose, without knowing what you're here for, without knowing what your mission is. The majority of confusion that we have in life, is centered around what we're supposed to be doing, where we're supposed to be going, how we're supposed to be living, who we're supposed to be around. All of these things, these are questions. And there's always multiple answers, at least two answers. Should you be in your hometown or should you move where your cousins live? Should you go to college or should you go to the military? Should you get married or young or should you stay single for life? Should you party while you're young and then focus on building a relationship with God later? There's always multiple answers to it. But once you figure out what your purpose is, finding what your true purpose is answers all of those questions. If you live in Mud Lick, Tennessee, and your purpose is to be a musician, a singer, songwriter, rapper, producer, you know you need to get out of Mud Lick, Tennessee. If you're a poet, if you're an artist, if you want to go to the best medical school in the world, you know you don't go to, Mud Lick, Tennessee Community College. That lets you know that the things that you need to do But today we'll talk about the benefits. Once you know it and you get the peace from that, what do? See, the main benefit of protecting your peace and being selfish with your purpose is you wake up every day with a sense of direction. When you wake up without a sense of direction, you're going to be all over the place. When you see those people who constantly scroll social media all day long, that's all they do, they're just scrolling, they have no sense of direction. And if you have no sense of direction, it's based on not having any sense of what your purpose is. Because once you know what your true purpose is, then you know which direction you need to go. But think about the time wasting that it takes to scroll all day long. Think about the time wasting that it takes to watch TV all day long. Think about the time wasting that it takes to go shop all day long. And think about the time wasting that it takes if you're at a job that's not your purpose all day long. Our goal is to spend our life in peace. Once you find peace, that's when you start living. If you don't have peace right now, you're not living. You're surviving. You're not even thriving. To live and thrive, you must find peace. And the only way to find peace is to know what your purpose is. So one of the benefits you get is you stop attaching yourself to the wrong people, because now you have something to think about before you do everything. Okay, should I go over here? How is it going to benefit my purpose? Should I deal with these people? How is it going to benefit my purpose? Should I get in this relationship? How is it going to benefit my purpose? Should I invest my money in this? How is it going to benefit my purpose? Once you figure out what you're supposed to be doing, why you were born, what skills and talent you were born with that you can enhance to become the very best at any particular thing, that's when you start to understand that people are much more of an obstacle than they are a benefit. The majority of people around you, even if they benefit you slightly, if they give you one benefit, they're going to give you 5 obstacles. That's just how it is. No one truly wants to benefit you from the beginning to the end of your process. At some point, they want to break off and do their own thing. And that's cool. If they break off and do their own thing, phenomenal. Rich Paul broke off from LeBron and did his own thing. Now LeBron is one of his best client, and LeBron can trust his partner. They grew up together. So they have a perfect symbiotic relationship that's based on history together, that's based on coming from nothing together. But when you look in your life, you think about how many situations do you have that are aligned like that? Even when it comes to having a wife or just having a wife, even when it comes to that, many times you're worrying about what looks good and what you want and what you desire. And then you're not even thinking about that woman that you've been knowing forever, that you have a history with, that can benefit everything you're doing. Those are the rare circumstances where we hear people say, man, if it wasn't for my wife, man, I wouldn't be where I'm at. It's because she came and put in some of the work, a load of the work. It's not because I just woke up one day and I look at her pretty face and everything is fine. It's not about that. When you see people that carry dead weight with them to the top, you're carrying dead weight because there are people around you who are not a part of your purpose. The main benefit of finding out what your true purpose is you start to align yourself with workers. You start to align yourself with helpers. You start to align yourself with those who could benefit the process of your progress. You start to align yourself with those who already, their purpose is something that benefits your purpose, so they can be on their purpose. That's how you keep people from being jealous. You keep jealous people from around you by surrounding yourself with people who are on their purpose, people who are doing what they're supposed to be doing, people who are on their mission in life, because they have the peace that you need to have around you. You can't bring people around you who are still searching for themselves. And the great thing about finding your purpose, you know what happens? Those people just end up gravitating towards you. Why? Because you're gravitating toward them as well. And this is one of the main things that we need to think about when it comes to these types of things. Also, when you find what you're supposed to be doing, bruh, and you find that peace, you realize that all of these things they talk about, you persecution and being done wrong and having to struggle and fight and doing out, it does that's not what happens. That's not what happens. You end up not coasting because you're working, but your every ounce of your work benefits your process. So it seems like you're coasting. You know how people can look at you from the outside looking in, they think that you took the shortcut, that you made it easy because for so long they've seen you enjoying what you're doing and growing. They don't understand that when you find that thing you're supposed to be doing, you lose those obstacles in life that can throw you to the wayside. Because here's the thing about your purpose, it elevates you above the fray. It elevates you out of the rat race. You know what the rat race is? Everybody chasing the same cheese. That's why it's called the rat race. Everybody chasing the same cheese, the same goal, the same American dream. When you elevate yourself into why you're truly here, your true purpose, you elevate yourself above the fray. So it seems like you just coasting because ain't nobody you ain't in traffic no more. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the difference between to driving a couple of cities over from where you stay and get on the plane flying. And getting a rental car when you get there. Yeah, when you get there, you got to drive around, but you just save yourself the drive of driving there. That's what it is. You take flight when you find your true purpose, and you got to protect it. Man, you got to protect it with everything because if you lose it once, you don't get it back. Everyone I know who quit back in the day, they never latch back on to their purpose. When you quit it, that means you give up on it. That means you don't want it. When you put a time limit on success, it means you don't want it. It means you're telling God, God, if you don't do this by this time, I'm gonna stop because I don't want it anyway. I'm just trying to see if it's something you gonna let me come up on. Another benefit of protecting your peace and being selfish with your purpose is you get the benefit of putting in the work and seeing the result. Let me tell you something, brothers. I'm not knocking anyone who has a job, but when you go to a job, you have to wait for people to give you your accolades, wait for people to give you your credit. You know what I mean? So the main point of the job becomes getting the check. It's rare. It's rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but this is the outlier. It's the exception, not the rule. When someone has a job that they get up and go to every day, that somebody's making more money from than them, or somebody controls more than them, and they actually get that same fulfillment because their work can't really be seen until you're at a certain level. You know what I mean? Like if you got to do your work and then turn it in or submit it, then you don't know how your work is affecting anything. You know what I'm saying? If you have an assignment to do today and you're done, and then tomorrow there's another assignment, you have no idea how that assignment you just did affected anything. But when you own your purpose, you make one move and you instantly get to see the full result of that move. Now, sometimes that move, if you make the wrong move, you get the full result of that too. But when you own your purpose and you're focused like you need to, you don't make a lot of bad moves. You don't make a lot of bad moves because you have no expectation of success. You're just blessed to wake up and do everything that you love to do. Man, let me tell y'all something, brothers. I don't want y'all to think I take it for granted. I'm blessed to be able to come in here right now, bruh. I'm blessed to come in here and crank up the show. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to have y'all in here right now. It's a blessing to come on the BOA show. It's a blessing, brother. It's a blessing to get a speaking engagement. It's a blessing to get a consultation. I wake up every day and use what God gave me to do what I love. And man, it's a phenomenal thing. All right, want to be a part of this live chat moving forward? Go to the main channel page. That's the subscribe button. You'll see a join button. Click that join button. Come on back and kick it with us, man. Come on back and kick it with us. We ready for you. We ready for you, man. And I mean, we ready for you. So I want y'all to understand, man, that life is such a phenomenal thing that Once you start living it the way you're supposed to live it, then you get the joy of life. Man, the joy of life is waking up every day knowing that you've been blessed enough to do the thing that you were meant to do. There's no greater blessing than that, brother. I'm not going to even lie to you. Sometimes I have to stop and give the Most High the glory, man, for just for the fact that I'm in the position to be able to do the thing that I love to do. And I'm going to be honest with you. I pray that if you're not living that, that you get the opportunity to live it, man, because it is such an amazing thing. I'm going to be honest with you. It's an amazing thing. All right, man. New audio book. It's available right now. I'm going to put this link in the description right here, man. I'm going to put the link in the first comment. I'm going to pin the comment up here. To everybody who's already grabbed it, man, I appreciate it. And hopefully, man, you get the joy out of it that I got out of it. You know what I mean? Hopefully you get the joy out of it that I got out of it. All right. So another benefit of this, man, another benefit of taking care of your purpose and your peace is this. Even during the time where it's not financially benefiting you the way that it will, even when it's not, you still get the fulfillment of pushing forward and getting closer to the point where you can do what you love full time. You know what I mean? For instance, look at my guys who, let's say you worked at a warehouse. You worked at a warehouse, you unload these trucks, these trucks backing up, you unload them, you load them. You know what I'm saying? These rigs, they pulling up, you load them, you unload them, man. You got the forklift and you got the hand truck and you got all of that, and you unloading them things, man. You got the dollies and you pulling them out. And then suddenly you become the guy who's just backing the truck up, waiting for somebody else to fill it, waiting for somebody else to empty it. You just back it up, and then when they empty it, you pull off. You back it up when they fill it. When they fill it up, you pull off. That is an accomplishment, because I know many of men who worked at warehouses and they suddenly said, man, you know what? I would love to have the job this truck driver has. And you know what they do now? They have the job that the truck driver has, because that's what they wanted. Let me tell you something. Logistics is not a bad industry to be in. It is very necessary for us. Very necessary. Everything that we have at some point was on a truck somewhere. Everything. This mic, this laptop, that camera, these lights, this mixcast, everything. This mouse was on a truck. You know what I mean? And I just want y'all to understand, man. Look, this bottle of water was on a truck at some point. And I want y'all to understand that your purpose don't have to be this big grandiose idea. It don't have to be what everybody else expects purpose to be. Man, your purpose can be the ride on the back of the waste management truck. Let me tell you something. I know a guy, man, ride on the back of the waste management truck, man, and he loves it, man. He loves the fact that he gets to come through a neighborhood and it's trash everywhere. And when he leaves out, there ain't trash nowhere. He gets fulfillment from that. Man, been doing about 20 years. Get fulfillment from it still. Just be on the back of the truck, man. Loves it. Don't want to do nothing else. Now, people can look at him and say, oh, you're a trash man. You do this. Bruh, I don't look at him that. I look at him as a waste removal specialist. That's what he is. He's a waste removal specialist. That's why we take it and put it in that big can and put it outside, because we ain't got nowhere to put it. And we don't want to put it in our car and take it nowhere. We don't want to take it to the landfill. We don't want to take it there. So we depend on these people to come and pick this trash up for us. And it's a phenomenal thing. So your purpose is that thing that you love, not that people want you to do, not that thing that you're doing for money, that thing that you love. When you're doing the thing you're put here to do, and you got that peace that come with that, when somebody asks you about your job, or it's all a job, it's all work, but when somebody asks you about the work you do, money never comes up when you're on your purpose. It never comes up. You never even get to the money part of it because there's so much more to talk about before you can get to the money. That conversation's gonna be over. That person's going, yeah, all right, bro, all right, that's good, man. I just wanted to know, bro, that's it. But you just ain't gonna never get to the money of it because here's the thing: when you hate what you do, you need a bundle of money to give you some fulfillment so you can buy some stuff to make you feel better. When you love what you're doing, part of that fulfillment is the payoff. I'm not saying you don't want to make money, you don't need to make money, but part of that fulfillment is the payoff. That's why you got to protect it. When you protect that, you never lose that feeling of importance to yourself, significance to yourself, being being beneficial to yourself, being important to yourself, being necessary to yourself. All of the things that you need, all of the accolades you need. Let's say if you're a professional athlete, you think about how the athletes always, they can't wait to get the gold jacket. They want to be in the Hall of Fame. It's an accomplishment for an athlete. When you ever heard a team owner talk about, y'all should make a team owner Hall of Fame. They don't care nothing about the team owner Hall of Fame, man. They own the team. They don't care nothing about it. So we got to keep in mind, man, that you don't want to waste your time in places that don't have anything in the environment that benefits the process of your progress. You got to work so hard on this. And the great thing is, once you start seeing results on your purpose, you get purpose driven. You understand? You see, there's a difference in being results driven and purpose driven. You can be results driven and then just focus on the results. But if you're purpose driven, you can focus on your purpose so much and the results are coming and you ain't even paying attention to the results. You know what I'm saying? You could be doing something, man, for a couple of years, bro, and you finally get a chance to look up. Look, maybe it was 2017 and you were grinding. I'm talking about you were going. Then 2020 COVID hit. You finally got a chance to sit down and look at what you had done. And you're like, yo, I did more in the past 3 years than I had previously done in the 10 years before that. And that's how we must view it. We must remember that protecting your peace is being on your purpose. Like, so more than chasing peace, don't chase peace. Find out what your purpose is on this round thing that we call earth. Find out what your purpose is. And let me tell you something. If you constantly just focus on doing what you're supposed to be doing, your life will be so full of meaning, so full of intent. Like your life will be bubbling over with joy because you'll be doing that thing that you dreamt of doing, that thing that you always wanted to do. Let me tell you something about purpose. That thing that you would do for just enough money to pay your bills and not care if you ain't make no more money, that's your purpose. Yes, making more money is good, but when you own your purpose, man, you got to remember, you don't waste your time with non-purposeful people. That's one of the benefits of being on your purpose. When you ain't on your purpose, man, you'll hang out with anybody. I'm talking about they negative can be absolutely, just horrendous. And you will stay around them and keep hanging out with them. Because you don't have any understanding of what you should be doing. So you don't care if they're a criminal. You just chilling. You just chilling with some criminals. You ain't committing no crime. You just chilling with criminals. But if you decide you want to go to law school, you got to stop chilling with criminals. Yeah, them your buddies, but they criminals. You got to stop chilling with them. You're going the opposite direction. We let people, we let time, we let a bunch of things govern us and tell us what we need to be doing with our purpose, what we need to be doing with our lives, how we need to be going about our lives, which direction we need to be going. We let a lot of people influence that. And when you truly find your purpose, you don't let anybody influence it because, for one thing, they can't keep up. Everybody that ain't on their purpose can't keep up with you, and everybody that is on their purpose ain't keeping up with you. You know what I'm saying? Let me break that down. Anybody who's not on their purpose can't keep up with you and the race you're running. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that is on their purpose can't keep up with you because they got to worry about themselves. They ain't got time to even worry about what you're doing. And that's the reality of what you got to think about, man. Another benefit, man, of being on your purpose is people respect that. When people see you doing your business, they approach you like you're a business. If people seeing you just out here hustling and lollygagging around, they treat you like that. They try to lowball you on everything. But if people respect you in business, bro, they will interact with you like, hey, man, I appreciate you. There ain't many of us around. There aren't many of us around. And I want y'all to understand that. You know, that there's a thing called internal validation. And that's what you want. You want to wake up every day and be so validated before you see anyone else in the world that you don't even see validation in the rest of the world. That's a goal, brother. I'm telling you, when you reach that goal, if you don't reach that goal, put a one in the chat, man. Just let us know that. Matter of fact, we tired of one. Put some flames in the chat for me, man. Go ahead, go ahead, put that fire sign in the chat for me. If you have understood that once you find your purpose, you blast off like a rocket. I'm talking about, man, you blast off like a rocket. You feel so good, man. You feel so proud of yourself. You feel so uplifted. Look, you're uplifted by yourself and you're uplifted for yourself. You're double uplifted when you find that thing, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's something you got to strive for. You got to go for it because it's the only way that you're going to be able to look at life and say, okay, I think I got this. I got this. Because this whole thing is about living on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Not living for your purpose, living on purpose, which has two meanings. You wake up and you live on purpose. That lounging around during the day and wasting time and all that, man, you're not even living on purpose. You just woke up. Oh man, I woke up again. Let me waste the day away till night come again. Maybe I won't wake up in the morning. But for the most part, if you are focused like you need to be, then your direction is keyed in. Your direction is locked in. It's locked in, man. And I want y'all to understand how great and significant that is. Because finding your purpose, man, you're not the only one who benefits from it. Like I told you, there are people around you who have skills that they can build, but they're not the catalyst that's going to give everybody the opportunity. You are. You are. So that's how you get that loyalty where people say, man, I'm loyal to that guy right there forever. Forever. If you lock horns with anybody, it's going to be us locking horns. That's just it. That loyalty that you get from that's another validating thing. It's another self-validating thing because you know why? We never do things for the accolades. We never do things to get a thank you from people. We do things because that's our mission. We do things because that's our superpower. That's why we do things. And the reality is we can't allow people to interfere with that. You can't allow people to do it. I will cut anyone off who attempts to destroy my peace. I will disappear on someone who attempts to push me off my purpose. I ain't going to let you do it. I refuse to let you do it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. 9 times out of 10, your purpose puts you in a position where you do for other people. That's what purpose is. Purpose is being beneficial and being benefited. Anything that takes you away from that, that's not your purpose. That's something that you just gravitated toward. There's no lack of fulfillment in being on your purpose. Anyone who says I'm not fulfilled, I'm on my purpose, but I'm not fulfilled, they don't know what their purpose is. Anybody who says I'm on my purpose, but people are hating on me, they don't know what your purpose is. When you own your purpose, bruh, people can't hate on you. They can just look. They got to think the thoughts. Most High won't even let put it into the air. And that's real, brothers. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to know that. See, let me tell you something. When you find your purpose and the peace that comes with it, you know how you can be on the mission and you look up and you say, man, I don't even remember all the steps I took. You savor and enjoy and appreciate every single step, every move you make, every single day, every word you say. Every vow you take, every bond you break, I'll be missing you. You got to go for it, man. You got to go for it. You got to live, bro. And every little thing you do, every little connection you make, that's how those long-standing relationships are built when you're on your purpose, because everybody is on their purpose. And two people on their purpose meet. First of all, we just so happy to see one another. I'm so happy to see you. I've been on my journey for so long. I have been on my journey for multiple days, multiple months, multiple weeks. Now, here we are, right face to face. I'm glad to see you right here. I'm so happy. I'm glad, I'm happy, I'm glad to see you right here. Let us have a meal and a cup of joe right here. That is what we're on, man. We are building ourselves to be on that mission. And when we're on that mission, we constantly run into people who are on that mission. We have to talk to people who are on that mission. That's why if you're grinding, you can't deal with someone who isn't grinding. You can't deal with someone who isn't grinding. Why? Because they don't understand the grind. They don't understand that the time isn't there. Listen, I've had people tell me in the past, I've had a woman tell me before, well, if you like me, if you like somebody, you make time for them. You make time for who you like. I was like, you ain't, I knew right then that, we're not, you're not compatible with my life. This is going to work. We make time for what we want to make time for. No, we don't. When we're on our purpose, we just make time for our purpose. You get the time that I don't have on my purpose. If you can't deal with that, I don't know what to tell you. And a lot of times you find out that people aren't ready for it. People are ready for the benefits that come with it, but they're not ready for the work that comes with it. You know what I mean? And that's why we just stay on our purpose and we do our own work. We stay on purpose. We do our own work. We're not relying on nobody to do it because we already know somebody can flip the script. And I'm going to be honest with you. Living on your purpose is the most rewarding life you could ever live. Man, it's so fulfilling, dog. It's so fulfilling. It's fulfilling. And the problem is what we have to do when you understand that peace is connected to it, then you never let it become about money. Yes, you make money on your purpose, but you never let it become about money, because then you'll start chasing the money. And when you're chasing the money, you ain't on your purpose no more. You're just using the skills that you have to continue to do the thing that you were doing. Purpose is fulfilling way before the money comes. You understand? Purpose is fulfilling way before the money comes. And the thing is, you got to remember this. How you going to not be on purpose and be expecting God to give you the blessings that come from being on your purpose? People around here giving up on life. What you giving up on life for? Don't give up on life. Give up on not being on your purpose. Giving up on your goals. Don't give up on your goals. Give up on not being on your purpose. Giving up on the grind. You ain't giving up on the grind. You ain't been grinding. Don't give up on it. Get into it. People trying to give up, and I'm like, man, get down. Instead of giving up on it, get down on it. Come on and get down on it. If you really want it, you gotta feel it. Get down on it. I'm telling you, man. How you gonna do it if you really don't want to dance? By standing on the wall. Tell me. How you gonna do it if you really won't take a chance? By standing on the wall. You know it. When you're grinding, yeah. You show it. When you improve, prove. I'm telling you, man, you gotta do it. You gotta keep it moving, man. You got to go. Man, it's such a wonderful life. You get more joy than you could ever get when you're on your purpose. You get more peace than you could ever get. You get more fulfillment than you could ever get, man. You make more connections with positive people than you ever could. Man, listen, it's a wonderful life to be living. So why aren't you on your purpose right now? If they don't want you on your purpose, move them out of your life. If they don't support you on your purpose, move them out of your life. I'm talking about your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your wife, your children. If they don't want to be with you while you on your purpose, they are not meant to be in your life. You get to clean those people out of your life when you're on your purpose. Because you know what happens? Selfish people want your time away from your purpose. Anybody who wants your time away from your purpose is selfish. They're never going to benefit you on your process. They're never going to benefit with you on your purpose. They're never going to benefit you on your grind. So you might as well cut those people out of your life right now. You got to go. Well, nope. Hey, don't make me do it. You got to get them out of your life, brothers. I'm telling you, life is meant to be lived on a mission. Everybody should be on a mission. When we look around us, we support a bunch of things based on people being on a mission. You ever go to Walmart? You go into Walmart, you're supporting a family that was on a mission. What kind of car you drive? You're supporting a family that was on a mission. This Nikon camera, I'm supporting a person that was on a mission. Your clothes, you're supporting a person that was on a mission. Everything you touch in life, you're supporting a person who was on a mission. If you've been had the same barber for 20 years, guess what you've been doing? You've been supporting a person that was on a mission. So you can only deal with people who support you while you're on your mission. And I'm be honest with you, man, listen, that's one of the reasons you don't see me on no podcast. I got a couple of invites, but I don't value what viewership I can get from coming on your podcast. You want me to come on there, man, you gotta break bread. If I ain't worth no money, I ain't coming. That's my thing. It don't matter how big your podcast is. If I ain't worth no money, I ain't coming. I don't care about the views. I don't care about the popularity. I don't care about none of that. If I'm not worth no money, I ain't coming because I'm about to, listen, man, I'm about to disseminate. I'm about to drop some game on you. I'm about to drop some wisdom, understanding, knowledge. If I ain't worth no paper, I ain't coming. It don't matter who it is. You can be huge. Listen, I've had opportunities to be on some of the biggest. Either wasn't no money or the money wasn't right. I don't play that. Nope. Just ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money, you can't afford me. I ain't coming. I can't do it. And that's the way that I live because I'm on my purpose. If I'm on anybody who doesn't want to compensate you while you're bringing your purpose for their benefit, man, you got to ask yourself, man, why are these people around me, bro? Why these people? Listen, man, I don't have partners who ask me to do things for free. When it comes to me, if they talking to Big Dean, yeah, man, that's my partner. But if they talking to BOA or they talking to K-Sat Tafari Kari, that bro, they already know. Like that, hey man, that's my purpose. That's my work. You know what I'm saying? That's my mission. That's my missionary work that I do. You understand? That's my grind, dog. Come on. I can't be compensated for my grind. I'm gonna compensate everybody for their grind. I ain't never went nowhere and say, hey man, paint this car for me for free. I ain't never did that. I ain't never went nowhere and said, hey dog, man, let me get your lime or beard up, man, for free. I ain't never did that. I ain't never said, man, these clothes right here nice, man. Let me walk out the store with them for free. I ain't never did that. I have never gone to anyone and said, okay, I know this is your business. Let me take part in it for free. Ever. Bro, I don't even ask for discounts. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how long I've been knowing you. I'm not going to ask you for no discount. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want no discount. For all you know, somebody already giving you a discount and your greedy self going to ask for another one, trying to get over on somebody. No, I respect people. I respect you on your purpose because you got to respect me on mine. You know what I mean? And you got to remember, you got to be on that path. I promise you, brothers, and I want y'all to understand this, and I'm going to take my time with this one. Every blessing that's coming to you is already lining the path that you need to be on. If you don't get on your purpose, you're going to struggle in life. Life is a struggle for everyone who's not on their purpose. For two reasons. One, that thing you're doing ain't never meant to be successful. Two, you don't get the fulfillment that makes the financially lean times not be so bad. You know what I mean? Man, let me tell you something. When you get to the point where you're doing what you love, and even if you got to live check to check for 2 years while doing what you love, while building it and growing it, or if you're a truck driver, getting those miles on those wheels so you can start, getting those bigger loads, or you stacking up so you can get your own rig, so you can be a OO. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I'm telling you, that is the fulfillment of life, dog. That is the fulfillment of life. And here's another thing, man. You get the fulfillment of being an expert at what you're doing. If you were born to do it, you already skilled. Man, as early as you start running up experience, you add those skills to that experience, man. Bro, you're an expert. Come on, man. Do you know the confidence that you get from being an expert in any field? That's why a plumber can show up at your crib out of shape. That's why an electrician can show up at your crib and be 60 years old. Why? Because he's an expert. And you look at him and you don't look at him and say, hey, plumber, you're overweight. You don't look at the electrician and say, hey, man, you 60, man. You ain't got nobody younger. Nope. He come through the door with his name on the side of his truck, Inc. or LLC, and he come in there, man, with all the equipment he need, and you like, man, let me get out your way. Let me know what you need from me, Mr. Expert. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't cutting the most basic hairstyle, the most basic haircut, man, you're not finna cut your own hair. You're not finna do, you're gonna pull up at your barber, you're gonna say, hey, Mr. Expert, here's what I like, sir. He sits you in a chair and he do it, right? And you break bread with him and tip him too. I'm telling you, brothers, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And we just got to remember, bro, that when you're doing what you're born to do, man, there are no detriments to that. It's all benefits. All benefits. When I tell you it's all benefits, brother, I mean it's all benefits. And you got to remember this, man. You don't even have to focus on anything. Part of putting God first is being on your purpose. That means accepting what God put you here to do, not what you thought you wanted to do, or not what your parents wanted you to do, or not what society wants you to do, or not that other thing that you might be pretty good at that's meant to be a hobby, not your main thing. Man, you got to get on your purpose, brothers. And I'm telling you, God will look at you and he will put you on this side over here. He'll put you on the Noah side. He'll put you on the Moses side. He'll put you on the Job side. He'll put you on the Abraham side. He'll put you over there, man, because he can trust that you have embraced your purpose, that you have embraced the reason that he put you here, and you have dedicated yourself to doing it and fulfilling that purpose, man. There's nothing better than that, bro. Nothing better than that. And I'll say this. When you realize what it is and you realize the blessings that come with it, and you realize that that peace that you have is God's reward for you being on the purpose you need to be on, you do one thing. You get laser focused on being on your purpose. Do you know one of the benefits of being laser focused on something? It's that the outside noise, you don't even hear it. You don't even hear haters. You don't hear all of that. You just don't hear it. And the reality is, you can get so busy and get so entrenched in your purpose, man, that all you're doing is living and fulfilling dreams and reaping the benefits for years. And you look over the past 10 years, you look at all the memories you have from all the times you spent and all the trips you made and all the relationship you built and all the benefits you got. And man, you realize, man, that was the most amazing decade in your life. And you know what you're looking forward to? Making the next decade even better. Why? Because you have decided to protect your peace and be extremely selfish with your purpose, not sacrificing or compromising either for anyone. And there's nothing better than that, brothers. There's no life that's better than that. There's no understanding that gives you more fulfillment than that. There's no greater knowledge than knowing what your purpose is and getting on it. There's no greater knowledge. No greater knowledge. And I want every man and every woman to understand that. You must understand it. You must understand it. And once you do, get on your purpose and pew, take off. All right, brothers, I appreciate it, man. Famo, I saw you in here, brother. I appreciate you being in the joint, man. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. GC, I see you in the joint as well, man. You represent. Y'all know we had to come in here, man. To come in here with the answers to done. Had to show y'all a little something, man. Hey, listen, man. I'll be back in this thing, man. Tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Because we got to talk, and we got to be on a mission. Listen, y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing. Peace.